Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood. Today, the Obama Presidential Center is opening, so I thought what better topic to cover than former President Barack Obama. His presidential center sits on Jackson Park, which was designed by the renowned landscape architect Frederick Law Olmsted in 1871. It was the site of the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition held in Chicago. And because I cannot resist adding in some more fun facts, the 1893 World's Fair helped the public get acquainted with alternating current electricity and introduced the Ferris wheel, Wrigley's Juicy Fruit Gum, and early versions of the zipper. But now, back to the actual topic for today, Barack Obama. And as always, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Many people associate presidents exclusively with politics, but Barack Obama has proven himself to be talented across multiple domains. Would you believe Barack Obama earned the music industry's highest honor, winning multiple Grammy Awards before taking on the nation's highest office? What do you think? Is that an actual fact or just too good to be true? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is constitutional. That's constitutional. In the political context, the word constitutional relates to an established set of principles governing a state. It defines actions or laws that align with the rules outlined in the nation's constitution. It comes from the Latin word constitutio, meaning a regulation or an order. Before his political career, Barack Obama spent 12 years working as a constitutional law professor at the University of Chicago Law School. But the word can also describe a physical necessity or a person's physical and mental makeup. In the 19th century, people began using constitutional as a noun to describe a regular walk taken for health purposes. It implies that the physical activity strengthens the individual's constitution or overall well-being. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about Barack Obama. Number 1. Barack Obama is one of 7 left-handed presidents of the United States. Throughout American history, the majority of chief executives have been right-handed. Only a handful of presidents are known to favor their left hand. James A. Garfield was the first known left-handed president, taking office in 1881. But here's where things get really interesting. The 20th century saw a surge in left-handed presidents. If we look at the 20th and 21st centuries, almost 32% of U.S. presidents have been southpaws. And if we look at a more recent window, lefties actually take the majority, representing 5 of the last 9 people to hold the office since 1974. Scientists are actually looking at different theories, including suggestions that left-handed individuals might have a higher aptitude for language skills. And this neurological advantage could help politicians craft the rhetoric necessary for public office. It's also possible that there could have been more naturally left-handed presidents in the past. Researchers note that schools discouraged left-handedness until the middle of the 20th century. This history of teaching right-handed dominance could explain why earlier presidents never demonstrated left-handed tendencies in public. Today, roughly 10% of the global population is left-handed, making the presidential trend statistically significant. Number 2. Former President Obama was featured as a character in an issue of Spider-Man. As a kid, Barack Obama enjoyed reading comic books. He collected issues of Spider-Man and Conan the Barbarian. During his 2008 presidential campaign, he mentioned his love of comics. Well, Marvel Comics executives decided to honor the president-elect in print. They created a story featuring him interacting with Peter Parker. He appeared in The Amazing Spider-Man issue number 583, published in January 2009. The story titled Spidey Meets the President was written by Zeb Wells and released 1 week before the inauguration. The cover showed Barack Obama directly in front of Spider-Man, and it sold out within minutes of hitting store shelves, and shortly after publication, copies of that comic book were selling for hundreds of dollars on the secondary market. Number 3. As a high school student in Hawaii, Barack Obama won a state championship in basketball and earned the nickname Barry Obama. Barack Obama attended Punahou School in Honolulu, Hawaii, where he played on both the junior varsity and varsity basketball teams. His teammates gave him the nickname Barry Obama because of his jump shots. His high school team won the Hawaii State Championship in 1979, and Obama scored in the final championship game, which his team won decisively 60-28. In 2020, the high school jersey he wore during that 1979 championship season sold at auction for $192,000. But his love of the game didn't stop there. He continued playing pickup games during his time at Harvard Law School and throughout his political career. As president, he had a tennis court at the White House modified so it could function as a basketball court. He hosted games with cabinet members, staff, and former professional players to maintain his physical fitness. Basketball was so important in his life, there's actually a regulation-sized basketball court called home court in his presidential library. Barack Obama requested the inclusion of athletic facilities to serve the local community surrounding the campus. They built a standalone athletic facility on the southern end of the 19-acre park, housing a regulation-sized basketball court with professional-grade glass backboards. The space provides a venue for local youth leagues, community events, and recreational games. Number 4. Scientists have actually named over a dozen animal species to honor Barack Obama. In December 2012, an Auburn University museum director named Jason Bond described 33 new species of trapdoor spiders, and among these newly classified arachnids was a species found in Northern California that Bond chose to name after Barack Obama. The spider, known scientifically as Aptosticus barackobami, uses a silk-lined burrow with a trapdoor to ambush its prey. It's one of several trapdoor spider species named after prominent public figures. Bond said that he admired the president and felt the naming was a fitting tribute to his leadership. And this spider isn't the only organism to be named after the 44th president. In fact, as of the time of this recording, scientists have named 14 different species after Barack Obama, including an extinct lizard called Obamadon and a darterfish known as Estheostoma obama. Over the years, about 30 different animal species have been named for U.S. presidents. Obama has the most with 14, and Theodore Roosevelt comes in second with 7 species named after him. Naming a species after a person is considered a unique scientific honor because it memorializes their legacy in formal scientific taxonomy. And our 5th and final fun fact for today, the Obama Presidential Library is the first fully digital presidential library in the United States. The National Archives and Records Administration manages presidential libraries across the country. Traditionally, these facilities store millions of physical paper documents, memos, and letters generated during a presidency. The Obama administration operated differently from its predecessors, producing an estimated 95% of its records in digital formats. These digital records include emails, digital photos, videos, and social media posts. Planners recognized that building a massive physical storage facility for a primarily digital presidency would just be inefficient. So the physical campus in Chicago doesn't house original paper records on site. Instead, the National Archives digitized the remaining paper documents and stores the physical copies at a separate, secure federal facility. The nice thing about this is researchers can access the administration's records through a comprehensive online database rather than having to go in person and request paper boxes in a reading room. This digital-first approach gives everyone easy access to presidential history. Anyone with an internet connection can review all the documents anytime they want. And here's a little bonus fact for today, or I guess just a fun personal connection. I am actually probably somewhere in that vast digital archive. Back in 2014, then President Obama hosted the first ever White House Student Film Festival. I worked with a friend of mine who teaches at another school to help students in both our classrooms collaborate on a video that was actually selected, and we got to go to the event and see their video played in the East Room at the White House. Now for some news you can use. If you want to increase your daily productivity, try adopting Barack Obama's strategy for minimizing decision fatigue. Decision fatigue is a psychological phenomenon where the quality of a person's choices deteriorates after making multiple decisions. In an interview from 2012, Obama said, quote, "You'll see I only wear gray or blue suits. I'm trying to pare down decisions. I don't want to make decisions about what I'm eating or wearing because I have too many other decisions to make," end quote. Now, part of that sartorial simplicity might have been due to the time that he wore a tan suit being treated as the biggest scandal of his administration, but more importantly, he systematically removed trivial choices from his morning routine to preserve his mental energy for matters of state. Adopting something like a uniform or a regular meal routine can be helpful because the human brain possesses a finite amount of daily decision-making capacity. By automating basic tasks like selecting outfits or planning meals, you conserve cognitive resources for complex problem solving. You can apply this principle to your own life by preparing your clothes the night before or eating a standardized breakfast. Reducing minor daily friction frees you up to focus more attention on important tasks that require critical thinking. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, did Barack Obama really win multiple Grammy Awards before he became president? Well, that's a fact. He won his first Grammy Award in 2006 for the audio version of his memoir, Dreams of My Father. He secured a second Grammy in 2008 in the Best Spoken Word Album category for his political book, The Audacity of Hope. He later won Emmy Awards for his documentary narration, cementing his status as a decorated recording artist and media producer. I mean, he's halfway to an EGOT. And that's not all. Barack Obama wrote a children's book titled Of Thee I Sing, A Letter to My Daughters. The book was illustrated by Lauren Long, and it's a tribute to 13 groundbreaking Americans taking readers on a walk through history with his daughters and their dog Bo. The book profiles famous figures ranging from George Washington and Abraham Lincoln to Billie Holiday and Jackie Robinson. And the best part is, not only did the readers get to learn more about history and famous figures, he donated all the author proceeds to a charitable scholarship fund established to support the educational needs of children whose parents were killed or disabled while serving the United States military. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about Barack Obama with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.